Ever stepped into an elevator and immediately started fixing your hair, checking your teeth, or making sure your tie is straight? We all do it, right? But what if I told you those mirrors aren't actually there for your morning touch-up? They're actually part of a brilliant psychological trick designed to mess with your perception of time and space. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are looking at the secret design of the everyday things around us. Specifically, we're answering a question you've probably never thought to ask. Why do almost all elevators have mirrors? It turns out it has almost nothing to do with vanity and everything to do with how your brain processes being in a small, moving box.
So you step in, the doors slide shut, and boom, there's your reflection staring right back at you. It is so incredibly common that we just accept it as a totally normal part of the architecture. And you probably think those mirrors are just there for your convenience, right? It's super easy to assume it was just a little gift from the building's architect for your morning vanity, giving you a chance to do a quick touch-up before you hit the office or head out for the day. Okay, let's dive into this because here is where expectation sharply diverges from reality. Like I said, those mirrors aren't actually there for your morning touch-up at all. The reality is that they are a brilliantly executed psychological trick hiding right in plain sight. They are designed specifically to mess with your perception of time and space, fundamentally altering how you experience that journey between floors. To really grasp why this trick is even necessary, think about the physical reality of an elevator for a second. I mean, strip away the nice lighting, the polished buttons, maybe that gentle background music. What are you actually standing in? It's basically a tiny, cramped, windowless metal room hanging by cables in a long, dark shaft. And for a huge chunk of the population, stepping into that kind of physical reality is a one-way ticket to feeling completely trapped. And that brings us to our first massive design challenge, claustrophobia, the intense fear of being trapped in a small, enclosed space, which, let's be honest, is the exact definition of an elevator. This overwhelming feeling of being cramped and confined was the very first major problem that designers and engineers needed to solve if they wanted passengers to actually feel comfortable and safe traveling inside their buildings. So, no, they didn't just throw mirrors in there to make the walls look pretty or to give you a place to check your makeup. As our sources clearly point out, the presence of these mirrors is a calculated design choice. It is not an accident. It's definitely not some interior design afterthought. It is a highly deliberate architectural strategy intended to manage exactly how our brains react to being isolated in a small, moving box. They are engineering the human mind just as much as they're engineering the building. The solution engineers came up with is beautifully simple. Designers use mirrors to create a powerful reflective illusion. By reflecting the interior of the elevator, the mirror tricks your brain into perceiving the space as twice as big as it actually is. This visual expansion helps passengers feel significantly less claustrophobic. It's basically tricking your brain into thinking you have so much more breathing room while you're just hanging out there in midair. But getting you comfortable in the space is only half the battle. There's a second, even sneakier reason for the mirrors, and it's all about hacking your patience. Let's pivot to the second massive annoyance of elevators, which is waiting. Have you ever noticed how a slow elevator feels like it takes an absolute eternity? It's agonizing, right? Elevators can feel incredibly slow when you're just standing there staring at a closed door. Just think about the reality of waiting in that confined space. At 0 seconds, the doors close. By 5 seconds, as you stare at a blank metal door, your brain is already intensely bored. And by 10 seconds, well, it feels like a full minute has passed. When you have absolutely nothing to do but stare at a closed door, every single second drags on, drastically stretching out your perception of time. And this brilliantly illustrates the psychological counterattack. How do you stop time from dragging? You give the brain something to do. Step 1. You instinctively look at your reflection. Step 2, your brain shifts its focus entirely away from the boredom of the ride. Step 3, because you are so occupied looking at yourself or checking out the other people in the mirror, the wait time suddenly feels much, much shorter. Mirrors provide the absolute perfect distraction for our easily bored brains. This is absolutely crucial because it represents a massive shift in problem solving. Think about the old mechanical approach. Spend millions of dollars trying to make the elevator motors faster, which isn't always physically or economically possible. The new psychological approach, don't change the speed of the motor, change the speed of the brain. Engineers realized they didn't necessarily need to make the elevators faster, they just needed to distract you so you don't even notice the seconds ticking back. It's such a fascinating way to look at the built environment around us. So, the next time you find yourself adjusting your collar or fixing your hair as you travel between floors, just remember,
You are actively participating in a masterfully crafted psychological plan. You are happily falling for a high-level illusion. It's all just a clever, hidden way to keep you calm, patient, and entertained while you travel.
It really makes you totally rethink the everyday design choices around us, doesn't it? If you found this little design secret as cool as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden psychology of the world around us. And I definitely want to hear from you. Do you use the mirror for an outfit check or actively try to avoid awkward eye contact with yourself? What's your weirdest elevator habit? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.